Hey, it's Don here with the DIY Collaborative, and I don't know if you had a chance to check out our winter soil prep and seed starting video series back in March when we were preparing our raised beds and getting ready to do some seed starting and even erecting our cattle panel trellis in the bed. But here's just a few snippets from that video, and now some mid-May updates. It's amazing the progress that's been made. Be sure and check it out. So today we're talking about, I guess, coming out of winter, spring preparation for some of our raised garden beds. And today we're here.
It's pretty soft. There's still a few chunky things here and there, but when I'm planting seeds, I'm going to pay really close attention to the area where I'm planting also. And if there's anything that I think is going to impede, we're there. Our soil temp is climbing. As a matter of fact, I had my hands down in some of the soil and it's warm. So I think we're good to go. And on this you can also do successive sowing. So where it'll lay down, and I may have to water in between in case, because it is windy and it's going to dry out. So just get these areas watered in just a little. Okay. In the other Vego bed. So it is what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching that, and we'll continue on.
Pulling it into position is all we're doing. There we go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on vegetables and how things are going. Uh, as you know, we tried to grow a lot of our stuff from seed this year, and that worked out really well. I was just showing you that because I thought it was pretty, but I'm going to pan over here to our Vego beds and just show you the progress and where we're at. We have had, you know, it's been rainy lately, but we really haven't had as much rain as we can in North Texas. We're going to probably be working on a deficit all summer. So it's kind of sad because we'll be hand watering and watering a lot more than we want to, but that's usually just how hot summers go. And it's been a little bit warm. We actually had a day near 100 this past week. But it's also very humid, and like we have rain in the forecast lots of afternoons, including today. We were supposed to get some yesterday, and we did not. It bypassed us. We got about 7 drops. So So we do need to water, but I just wanted to just let you see where we're at. And the reason I was bringing up the weather is we may be a little bit behind on growth out here, just because we have not had all that extra rain that we normally do. But that's okay because everything is strong and healthy, and we're just now getting some flowers on tomato plants. We've already had some on peppers. They always go earlier. So it's just been a little slower growth season so far, but we're not mad about that. So here is the bed that I put the really crooked line of carrots seeds in, and it doesn't seem to matter now because you can't see my line because the carrots have grown up and they're getting really big, and I'm excited for that. And I have been very good about coming out and thinning those out. And I just eat the little ones that I've been thinning out, so it's not like they're going in the trash or anything. But I'm just gonna let these keep going, and we're gonna have what, 2 or 3 dozen maybe decent sized carrots when it's time. And over here we've got our lettuce. So that was the mesclun variety of lettuce and the romaine. And some of the romaine is getting kind of unruly and tall, and I'm being pretty bad about not coming out and harvesting like I should. After a while you get a little tired of a salad, but it's really good lettuce, so it's good. I've got a few celery plants in here, and it's kind of hard to see. It almost just looks like parsley. And sorry, it's a little windy, so we're kind of fighting a breeze, but I'm glad of that breeze because it is humid and it would be just so sultry out here if we didn't have it. But anyway, this celery is a little different than the kind that you get at the store. It would eventually make that big stocky stalk that you buy at the store, but I hardly ever let it get to that. Plus, I use the leaves a lot, like just for cooking. I feel like the leaves have the most flavor, and I don't know. I just like to use them in soups and stews and different things that call for celery. Anyway, so this year we implemented, and I actually bought some more because I ran out, but we're trying out these modular tomato cages. Really, you could use them for anything, which I've got peppers in. Well, I've got a pepper and 2 tomatoes in this one. But I just today added this second story to these because things are starting to get a little tall. We only had just that first layer or first floor, I don't know, tier of uh, the what would you call them, honey? What are these? Just the poles? I don't know. But anyway, so I built those up, and see, I can still continue to add to it. I'm not sure they're aluminum rods, yeah, but like the side, not the uprights, but the side things. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and then they come with these little plastic pieces that you just keep adding to the corners. Huh? The fittings, yeah, fittings. Thank you for the words because I don't seem to have any. Anyway, but the point being, we're going to see how that goes. A lot of times I use these kinds, which these are shorter. And so I've got just some peppers in these, but I also have some taller ones, and we'll see those in a minute. But the usual tomato cages. We do have a pepper. We do have one guy who showed up early, and he's getting big, and he's not quite ready yet, so we're just going to leave him. These are a multicolored pepper, so they're going to be reds and orange and yellow. So I mean, I could pluck them when they're green, and then they'd just be a green bell pepper, but they're going to be sweet peppers, and I want to wait until they're colorful and sweet because they're always so much sweeter when they're the more colorful they get, the darker the red, whatever. So anyway, but so we're trying out all these cages, and we'll see how that goes. And I'm not sure about the varieties of these tomatoes that we grew this year. I'm excited for them. Those are actually, this is actually a Roma, and it's going to get really tall. So this is going to work great for this. But then I've got I've got one that's a bush. And we talked about it before, and I've forgotten which ones are which. But I'll have to think about it. It might be the Marzanos, the San Marzanos that are the bush. Everything else, there's two cherries, and then there's this Roma. So anyway, but we're excited for this. So, and then I've got some onions over here, and they're doing fine. I haven't plucked any just to eat as a spring onion or green onion yet, but we certainly could. And then you saw us in a video putting this trellis up. Don's put his hummingbird feeder up there because we love to have the hummingbirds come around. They love everything here, and we just supplement with a couple of feeders on the property. But anyway, so we've got our beans, our pole beans. These are Kentucky Wonders that are growing up here, and they're just now, I'm seeing some spots where we've got some buds, and we're gonna have some blooms soon. So that's exciting because I'm ready for them. And they'll, in this area, they're gonna get some dappled sun, a little bit of shade even, and that'll be great. But they do need a lot of sun to bloom. But also, once the heat really gets going, which it won't be long now, they won't do as well. They'll peter out. So we've got kind of a sweet spot we're looking for as far as getting some actual beans on them, and so we're just kind of waiting to see how that works out. So then over on the other side, I've got some cucumbers that are going to be uh, long growers. So I'm waiting for those to kind of hook on, catch up and hook on. Again, their growth season. These are Persian munchers. So we put these seeds together in March 29th. So it's not been 2 months yet, and they're already this big. But I'm excited for them to get up here uh, and start growing so I can adhere them to the trellis. So anyway, and then I've got, there's a ladybug. Can you see her? She's out of focus. Here, little, there, no, there you go. Hi. She can't figure out what she's doing. She doesn't have any spots. She's kind of just solid. Well, that's kind of cool. Maybe she's young. Anyway, but I've got another tomato here. So this is a chocolate cherry. So this is going to be a climber. So that's going to be good. I'm excited for that. They're a beautiful darker cherry tomato with dark striations in it, and I'm hoping they're going to be good. They say they're really, really sweet. So that's what I'm after. And here's some more onions. I can't remember. There's a difference between these two and those two. These might be reds. I don't know. I can't remember. Those were sets. We actually put those sets in. And so I think I had, I don't know, I think I had maybe eight. Yeah, maybe 8 celery plants. So I gave a couple away to our son, but I ended up with a bunch, so I just threw them in here. So here's another batch of those. And so these are, I made a little mound here. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can, now that everything's kind of growing up, but I made a mound that kind of goes around here and goes this way. And that mound is for the squash. And these are patty pan squash. And I've never grown those before. And I was just, looking for something different to do. And we got so much squash last year. As a matter of fact, I think I saw Don doing a video on some that kind of came up voluntarily earlier this morning. He was doing a video. I saw him out there talking about it. So we'll see how that goes, because they're kind of out in a flower bed, and they just came up voluntarily in the compost that we use. So But you know what? They've already made some squash and I've already cut them up and we're going to see how they eat. So anyway, but I thought these were just kind of interesting and different. So I put these in, and it's funny because the flowers, like this one looks like the regular flowers that we see on like the yellow squash and the zucchini. But this over here is a little bit different. It's kind of laid out a little bit differently. It's kind of more of a cup or round, and it's got, God, it's full of ants. I don't know why. I need to see about that and if they're doing something bad to it. But usually these first blooms are just the male blooms and they don't have fruit, and I can see that there's nothing growing underneath. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Well, here, look at this one. So there's ants in that one too, but see how it's just a straight stalk down there. There's no fruit right at the base of that flower. So it takes a while for that to happen. See all those blooms? Look at all those blooms under there. So, but you know, we may not get anything out of those. It may just be a little while before they come on. So, but anyway, I thought that bloom was kind of different looking. I do see blooms on the cucumbers, so that's exciting. So they may, I don't know, maybe they're not going to be climbers, but it said they were. So we'll see. But anyway, and we were talking about the regular kind of tomato cages that we're used to. So we still have several of those. We have short ones and tall ones. And some of the short ones are just ones that were tall and we just bent the legs because we knew that we didn't need them that tall. So some of them were like that. But anyway, so this is going to be, okay, this is the San Marzano. So this one, I think that's why I put it in here too, because it's not supposed to get super tall. It's a more of a bush. So there's that. And I don't know, I think this might be a San Marzano too. I think maybe I did that in here on purpose, put them together. But more peppers over here. And then these are sweet peas, and they are not super climbers. I did put them in this obelisk just in case they wanted to climb, but they're more of a kind of stay low situation, and they are just now blooming. I hate touching them because they're so I don't know, dainty. They're a little fragile. So anyway, but we do have some blooms, so that's exciting because that means we're going to have peas, and these hardly ever make it out of the garden. We stand around and eat them while we're, standing here looking in the garden. There's a weed, lots and lots of weeds, always. Oh, I see there's a weed. I don't know if you could see that, but in there, right there, see that? That's a petunia. So that's okay though. We're going to let it stay and just do its thing there. So it's just part of that compost situation where we always end up with a lot of seeds and stuff. Anyway, so this is the state of affairs in these Vego beds. And then I was going to walk you over to, and remember, all that's seed, except for the onions were some onion sets that we got. But I'm going to take you over here, and I would be remiss if I didn't pan over and show you how beautiful the driveway is right now. We've got all those lilies are coming up and they're so pretty. They're not so pretty today. Let's see if we can get one shot of these have all been a little bit wet, but look at how pretty that is. Isn't that a pretty color? You probably can't hear me because the air conditioner just kicked on, but we've got lantana in bloom out here, and all the salvias are still going at it, which we love. We've got our sage, which is really filling in. It won't be long and it will be blooming. But we've got all our different colors. Spirea back there. There's another, I think, what is this salvia, Dawn? This one here, it's not blooming right now. Is it? Is it a dark purple? It's darker than this. I don't know if that translates on camera very well, but is that a hot lips? Okay, this is the purple. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay, this is a hot lip. So this one will be, it's so pretty. It's a that bright red, but it's also got white, and it's sort of this color. Let's see if you can see how vivid that is. It's like that, but then it's got this white interest in the bloom as well. So that's kind of cool. And then this is an older sage that we've had for a long time that we love. Oh, well, is it blooming right now? Well, then we're going to pan over here and we're going to look. Okay. You can see Dawn's feet where it's Sunday morning and we're having, quiet time. Good morning. Yeah, it's in the Good back morning. Of that bed of salvia. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So this is more of the red, and this is sort of a, I don't know, fuchsia, magenta, and then back here there's just a few blooms right now, but you can see the hot lips a little bit. It really gets going. So, but see the white with the red. Let's see if I can stop it from moving for a moment so you can get a better look. But it starts out white and it's got some red on it. So it's kind of pretty. We really like it. It always smells so good. Yeah, everything in this bed, Dawn grew from cuttings from the other plants that we already had. And actually, he threw this in here. This is Mexican oregano, which we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. So, and I see, what is this? I think that's a weed. Is that a weed? I'm going to look that up. I'll look it up here in a little bit. I don't know if it's your cat or one of your stray dogs. Oh, yeah. You know what? Probably because you can tell this is like a pathway, and we have a lot of feral cats. And, well, we have a bobcat, we have a coyote, but yeah, something's always kind of coming through here. And I see an almond shell back there. What is that about? I don't know. We used to have an almond tree, but that's been long gone. So anyway, so we're gonna pan over here, and I'm handing Dawn that broken piece of stuff. So we're going to go over here to what we call our bob bed. And I think, we meant to show you guys when we were cleaning it out from the winter, which wasn't a huge clean out because we wintered over a bunch of stuff, including a bunch of lettuce that I just pulled out yesterday because it was starting to bolt and get gross. But Swiss chard, which is what this is, and I just got through cleaning it up because the leaves are just getting huge, and you can still eat it. And I mean, the younger leaves you can cut up and put in a salad and eat like they are, like some of these in here. But these big ones, they're, I mean, it's not kale, so it's not that tough, but you want to cook these, and they're great. I cook them with onion, a little bit of onion, and in some bacon grease, usually with a little bit of bacon. And then right when they're done, when they're softened, which I don't cook them to death, but once they're softened, and turn off the heat and just splash a little bit of red wine vinegar on them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. But anyway, the point being, these winter over really well. So they were just getting really unruly, and I wanted to get them kind of picked up and moved around because I had all this lettuce in here and it's now gone. Oh, there's a little basil plant that was also from seed, but just wanted to kind of make an area where they had some room to breathe. And this is all parsley, which has just gotten completely out of control. And I've got to get back in here, and I'm gonna clean it up and get it kind of pulled back over into its lane, because in here are a bunch of onions that I don't think these were sets. These were the little tiny onions that they don't have greens yet, but God, you can't see them because they're being covered up by, see, here's some down in here, but they're not having a chance to do their thing because this parsley is out of control. And then over on this side, I've got oregano and sage. And there was a bunch of, and still is a little bit, but I've trimmed it up, cilantro, and all this stuff is just getting all up in the business of these onions. So I'm going to come back out here and really do some trimming. I'm going to I always dry my herbs. So I'm going to dry the parsley and get some sage going and dry it. And I've already got some oregano drying, and I already I think I was cutting on this side, but I need to come back around and cut on this side and just, get more of this out of here. Uh, it just gets out of control, and I'm just making a mess trying to see where it's at. See, it just gets so long. So, and it starts to go to flower, and I do love when the sage starts flowering. It's so pretty. These are spent, but here's some new ones coming on. Look at that. It's such a pretty color. And, the leaves stay nice. You can still use the leaves. I like to, dry them and grind them up once they're dry and use them in cooking. And I also love to just take the leaves and fry them. Oh, just a tiny, little bit of oil and just crisp them up, and they're so yummy to eat that way. I don't guess everybody loves the flavor of sage, but I do. So, and I like cilantro too. I know a lot of people don't, but it works out for me. So, anyway, so here we are around on the other side, and and so in here on this side we've got some garlic. I just took a head and threw each clove in here, and I've already pulled a couple up that were ready, but they're making heads down in there, so that's good. And then this is chives, which are starting to get kind of unruly, so I need to take those. I need to get busy eating this stuff. I don't know. I guess I haven't been eating like a lot of stuff that I would use these with lately, so I need to get with that. But here's some more basil that I threw in here because I was calm and didn't, grow a ton or, put in a bunch of seeds, but I put in enough where I'll just have it everywhere. And then here's some broccoli that we put in, and um, they're getting eaten alive by something, and I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I can't catch it. So I don't know when I need to come out here, but I need to identify what's getting them. If it's snails, I don't know. I've never had that much snail pressure up here in this bed because it's raised bed, but I don't know. So I gotta look at that and see what's going on there. So I've got more tomatoes over here in these cages, and I'll have to go around there to look at the tags to see which ones. I'm pretty sure I put chocolate cherries over here as well. So here's another one of these new cages, and it's looking good. It's got peppers in it. Again, I just only did the one variety. Well, it was one seed packet with 3 varieties in it. So, but it's all the same. They're all the sweet peppers. So, anyway, yeah, this one over here is the chocolate cherry right here, and there's this huge, I guess it's a garlic in here, and I'm not sure. It just, it was already here, and I didn't want to disturb it, so I just planted the tomatoes kind of around it. And this is a sweet cherry right here. So that's gonna be a mess. I should not have put those together, but I did, and sometimes I just do that. And this one here is also a sweet cherry. I can't remember the full name of it, but might be called a sweetie, actually. I just did some abbreviations when I was making my tags. So anyway, and then I've got another cucumber over here. This really worked out really good for me last year. Putting some cucumbers um, in a tub all by themselves, and I've already got several little pickles coming on here. There's some down below too, but it's kind of gnarly down in here. There's so many blooms, like it's kind of weird. That's not usually, and I can see where I've had fruit. Let's see if I can, I'm sorry. Let's do it this way. So I've had some fruit right here, but like they shriveled up and pooped out right there. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But again, it's early in the season, and with this weird kind of weather situation, we'll see how it goes. But it's full of blooms, and so it really likes it over here. And I think we're going to get a pretty good yield. These are called, pretty sure these are called Super 8s, which I believe that means they're going to be up to 8 inches long when they're mature. So I'm excited for those. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update because I know we've, kind of showed you guys some of this stuff, and we grew all that seed and did all that planting in the house first, and then brought stuff out and put it in the greenhouse for a while, and then we brought it out and hardened it off, and then we put it in our beds, and everything's doing well. So if we can just keep the pests out of it. I already found a caterpillar on the parsley, and I know it's one of those swallowtail. It's going to be a beautiful swallowtail butterfly, but I wasn't ready to relinquish, and I should, because look at how much parsley I have. But I'm going to actually take this guy out because this guy's getting all spindly and weird. Anyway, I'm not sure what that even was. Oh, that was a lettuce. Yeah, that was a lettuce. Anyway, but I'm not ready to relinquish the parsley yet, because I know once they start, and I don't want to disturb them because I love them and they'll stay around here and pollinate stuff. So it's okay. But I did pick him off and put him somewhere else. I didn't hurt him. I just moved him. Anyway, but so that's, so the pests, we got to watch the pests and just keep everything, properly watered, and we'll be okay. And we're really good about watering, so we're pretty diligent about it. So anyway, that's what's going on around here. So we just wanted to give you guys an update, and thanks for watching, and we'll give you another update soon.